Hey guys, so today we're on lesson 2.4, and 2.4 we have to estimate products. So if you can remember what a product is, it's the answer to a multiplication problem. So when we estimate, we'll be able to estimate the products by rounding and then determine if your exact answer to a multiplication problem is reasonable. So first we're going to round a number, and then we're going to multiply to find the estimated product, and then we'll decide if it's reasonable or not. So the first one says, a theater has 4,650 seats. If the theater sells all the tickets for each of its 5 shows, about how many tickets will the theater sell in all? So when it says about is about how much money are they going to make if they sell all these tickets for the 5 shows. So round to the greatest place value and then multiply. So we're going to round this number. You're always going to round to the greatest place value. So the greatest place value was this 4 in the thousands place. The number to the right, the 6. The 6 is going to tell that 4 what to do. It's going to say either bump up or stay the same. Remember, if that number to the right is 5 and above, it's going to tell it to bump up. So 6 is above 5. 6 tells 4 to bump up 1. So 4 now becomes 5. And then everything after it is 0. So 4,650 rounds to $500, or 500 seats. And then there are 5 shows. So 5,000 times 5, or 5 times 5 is 25. And then add your 3 zeros. So about how many tickets would the theater sell in all? About 25,000 if they sell them for 5 shows. Number 2. It says Washington Elementary has 4,358 students. Jefferson's High School has 3 times as many students as Washington Elementary. About how many students does Jefferson Elementary have? So again, round to the greatest place value. We're going to round the amount of students at Washington Elementary. So 4,358, underline your 4. This 3 tells the 4 to stay the same. So there's about 4,000 students at Washington. But at Jefferson, there's 3 times as many. 4 times 3 is 12. Add your 3 zeros. So about 12,000 students are at Jefferson Elementary. Now, determining reasonableness. So when you're determining reasonableness, you want to find the low end and the high end. So let's read the first one. We have Isaac drinks 8 glasses of water each day. He says he will drink 2,920 glasses of water in a year that has 365 days. Is this reasonable? So the first one, 2,920 glasses is not the number you're going to be reasonable. That's how much he says he will. But if a year always doesn't have 365 days, if there's a leap year or whatever there is. So first we're going to round down. You're going to take this number, and what's the low end of 365 would be 300, and the high end would be 400. So round down would be 300, and then round up would be 400. Let's say, and he's drinking 8 glasses of water each day in this year. So times 8 times 8. Let's see, is this number reasonable that he will drink 2,920 glasses in a year that has that many days? So 3 times 8 is 24. Add 2 zeros. And then 4 times 8 is 32. Add 2 zeros. So this number is reasonable because it falls in between 2,400 and 3,200 if the year has more or less days than 365. So your exact answer should be between 2,400 and 3,200. So is this reasonable? Yes. Going down, it says most Americans throw away 1,365 pounds of trash each year. Collins says that Americans throw away over 10,000 pounds of trash in 5 years. Is this reasonable? So the number that we're going to be rounding is the amount of pounds of trash each year. Is 10,000 a reasonable number in 5 years? So first we have to round down. So we have the number 1,365. The low end would be 1,000 and the high end would be 2,000. from the highest place value. So round down is 1,000, round up is 2,000. We're going to see in about 5 years, so multiply by 5, if 10,000 pounds of trash is reasonable. So 1 times 5 is 5, add your 3 zeros. 2 times 5 is 10, add your 3 zeros. So your exact answer should be between 5,000 and 10,000. Is this reasonable? No, because it says it has to be over 10,000 pounds. Our answers are only between 5,000 and 10,000, so it's not reasonable. On the back, we have estimate a product and determine reasonableness. I'll do 1, you do 2. North Middle School has 7,849 students. South Middle School has 5 times as many students as North Middle School. About how many students does South Middle School have? Round to the greatest place value and multiply. We're going to round the amount of students. So 7,849 rounds to the 8 tells the 7 to bump up. So this rounds to 8,000. You're going to multiply that by how much more South Middle School has. It's 5 times as more. So 8 times 5 is 40. Add your 3 zeros. So about 40,000 students go to South Middle School. Try number 2 on your own. 615 people attend the football game on Friday night. On Sunday night, 3 times as many people attend the football game. About how many students attended a football game on Sunday night? You had around the amount of people who attended on Friday. The 1 tells us 6 to say the same. So 600 students, about 600 students went to the football game on Friday. Sunday, there was 3 times as more. 6 times 3 is 18. Add 2 zeros. So about 1,800 students attended the football game on Sunday night. Determining reasonableness. I will do 1. You will do 2. Jones Elementary is having a car wash to raise money for a community horse trail. Each car wash ticket was $8. Tara says the school will receive $1,000 if 125 tickets are sold. Is this reasonable? So we're always going to multiply by, or we have to round the number 125. It says if 125 tickets are sold. So let's just say not 125 tickets are sold. First, we need to round down. So we have 125. The low end is 100. The high end is 200. Always rounding from the highest place value. So 100. Let's just say 100 tickets are sold and they're about $8. Let's just say 200 tickets are sold and they're $8. 1 times 8 is 8. Add your 2 zeros. 2 times 8 is 16. Add 2 zeros. So the exact answer should be between $800 and $1,600. So Tiara says the school will receive about $1,000. Is this reasonable? Yeah, it is. Your exact answer should be between $1,800 and $1,600. Going down to number 2. You try this one. So Mr. Brown sells horse supplies. A pair of riding gloves sells for $16. He says he will make $85 if he sells 9 pairs. Is this reasonable? If he sells 9 pairs, 9 is a number that we're going to be rounding down and up, but be careful. Let's just say he sells, some people might just say we have to round 9 down and up. The down is going to be 5 because we can't go down to 0. So 5 is your halfway point and 10 is your above point or round up point. So 5 times 16 will give you 80. And then 10 times 16, because we're saying each pair is going to be we're selling each pair 16. That would be 160. So your exact answer should be between 80 and 160, which makes this reasonable. I would also take, if you said you rounded down to 0 and you multiply that by $16, it would be 0. So your exact answer could be between 0 and $160, which would still make it reasonable if he sells 9 pairs. So I will take 5 or 0 for the low end, and then 10 is obviously your high end on 9 pairs if he's selling 9 pairs. And we're done, guys.